Hi, you may not know me, but I do play Red Dead Online. I have some issues with the game. First of all, you parents out there who are letting your 13-year-old children play Red Dead Online, you need a reality check. That game wasn't designed for you to be an electronic babysitter for your child. Because if my child would have said half the stuff I've heard in Red Dead Online, it would not be appropriate. Calling a friend of my niece who lives in Ireland, calling her a filthy, dirty Irish because she's from Ireland. That is not right and it's improper. Secondly, for those who play the free room events and you go around telling me I'm coming in your mouth or anything like that, that's inappropriate behavior. I just got off with Rockstar and they pretty much patted me on the head and said, we will look into these issues. You can't look into these issues. The game is designed for adults only. And for people to be that disrespectful to another person is wrong. Would you do that in real life to a person? No. Would you do that to someone on the street, tell them you're coming in your mouth because you're in a free room? Is that right? No. You go to jail. And the reason why I am doing this video, because I am tired of these aggressive people in this game. They're players who just want to have fun. And you've got people all over the world, wherever, and they sit there and they can do that to a female. Yeah, I do admit, I do say some stuff that I kind of lose my temper because I lose my temper. Everybody loses their temper. But to sit there and tell female characters you're a bitch or slut or making fun of my niece in Ireland, that's not cool. And you parents out there who are letting your kids play these games, shame on you. Because their behavior looks bad on you. Would you let your child go down the street and call a person a slut, a whore, or anything like that? And for you adults out there who talk to women the way you do, you have some issues. Some aggression issues that need to be handled. The other problem I see with Red Dead Online is I address the issue about the trade routes. Okay, a friend of mine suggested they should put moderators in the room so people can sit there and play the game and not have to worry about getting griefed or modders coming in and destroying their fun. Red Dead is a wonderful world. I've met some wonderful people all over the world from Red Dead. But to sit there and I've lost interest in the game because they've fixed it now where you build your table. These people take one depends on their life. Depends on if they stay home like I do or they work and they build their tables up and someone to steal it, you're technically robbing them. In the real world, you would have gone to jail. And for you to steal other people's wagons, it's not cool, man. And you can't get out of the session and fix it and go back and have everything back. That's not cool. And then just sit there and have Cribs and other male players, male NPCs calling you slut, whore, I'm gonna shoot you in the tits. Really? That's inappropriate language for a game. And Rockstar to pretty much pat me on the head and say, oh, we'll look into this, it's not right. And the biggest complaint I have about it is there are some good players out there. Don't get me wrong. There are good players, peaceful players. For example, last night, me and my crew, my posse, that's what they're called in Red Dead, we're running a trade. Somebody dropped a deer at my feet. Instead of, I got off my horse to sit there and get the animal because I thought it was a peace offering. He blew it up. If you're going to go around trying to screw with people, you should be screwed back. But the thing is, my biggest complaint is you don't let kids play this game. Period. End of discussion. I wish they would sit there and figure out a way to prove that, yeah, I'm an adult, I'm playing this game. And I'll do what I want. But to let your preteen or teenage child under 18 playing this game, you should be ashamed, because you shouldn't. No child should talk to an adult that way. I know I'm dishing Red Dead Redemption Online, but there are some good players. I just hope they can get the finger out of their butt and figure out how they can fix the children playing this game that should not be playing this game, and the way male people, adult men, treat women in this game. Because the last free room I went to, the guy sat there and pretty much badmouthed me to the point of, I'm coming in your mouth? Really? That is sexual harassment in the real world. And for you to sit there and Rockstar to just say, oh, that's nice, pat me on the head and say, we'll fix it. You can't fix it. I would suggest that they come up with free rooms for like just traders. They're for honorable players, unhonorable players. But they need to fix the thing about the way the male NPCs treat female characters. I play a female character, so I'm a girl. And to be saying, I'm going to shoot you in the tits, or you're nothing but a lazy bitch, or sorry, I'm not interested in your company, which in my language is, yeah, I'm not looking for a whore. And for Rockstar to allow this behavior, even with NPCs, it's not right. It is time for us to speak up, our voices be heard, and say enough is enough. Because it is not fair for somebody like me who likes to play Red Dead Online going, crap, am I going to go into a room with a bunch of jackasses who want to insult me because I am a woman, or insult me because who knows? Nobody knows. But it is time for us to take our voices to be known that behavior is inappropriate. And like I said, my biggest complaint is, why are you letting kids play this game? You don't know what the mind frames of these kids, what the consequences of them playing this game. Now, they can sit there and say, ooh, yeah, they get shot in this game, but what happens in the real world if they're desensitized to this game and they decide to turn it into Columbine or any school shooting think of? Playing this game is not meant for children. And if you are parents who are allowing your kids to play this game, then you have some issues. Then you need to figure out readjust your parenting style. And frankly, I'm just a little irritated because my niece lives in Ireland, and some little boy, I knew he was a little kid, told her she was a filthy, dirty Irishman. Would you want your child to say that to another person from another country? I live here in the U.S. Frankly, we all come from somewhere in the world. All our ancestors are from somewhere else. So, him making fun of my niece because she lives in Ireland, you're making technically fun of your own ancestors. Because they can be from Ireland, Britain, the Middle East. Who knows? Who cares? But the thing is, I hate doing videos like this, but my voices need to be heard. Rockstar needs to be accountable for having Cribs be a pervert and having NPCs in the game being perverts, and real men who are supposed to be adults being perverts, or and kids being allowed on this game. Yeah, then mommy and daddy will sit there and give a credit card or give them a debit card, Steam card or whatever you use, so they can buy this said game, and they lie about their age. There needs to be some accountability for this, because it's not fair for players like me and my friends who want to play this game, and you can go around stealing wagons. That's not right, because it could take a person, depends on what their life is here in the real world. They can take them to 2 weeks to a month to get one table full, and for just some jerk to sit there and steal everything, their hard work. Really? It doesn't deserve it. And A friend of mine suggested that Rockstar, I know you're listening, you'll probably hear about this, hopefully it gets enough likes, or whatever you guys hear about this, is you need to have a moderator in each room who speaks the language, who knows the language, and they sign a contract as a moderator so they can report these adults and young children who pretty much, here's a question for you. As a parent, would you want to hear your child go into like your local supermarket or town or wherever you live in the world and telling a lady you are nothing but a slut and doesn't know this woman for jack? In the real world, it depends on if the man is there, how bad the kid gets beat, or how embarrassed the parents would get because this child said this to an adult. Because they're making fun of somebody's mom, sister, or wife, having these men calling you a bitch, a slut, in game. And they think it's funny as hell. It's not funny. Because a woman would love to play a game in peace and not have to worry about some jerk wanting to be a jackass and say, oh yeah, I want to call you a bitch, da-da-da-da-da, slut. And they don't even know the person. I mean, there could be some serious, the woman could, it could be almost anything. It could be a form of release for stress. But they don't need stress in a game where they have to worry about, oh my God, am I going to be called a slut? Or am I going to be called a whore? Or anything. We, as a community in Red Dead Online, need to stand up and say enough is enough. I see, yeah, people tell me I can quit the game. Yeah, sure. You can block my Rockstar? Go ahead. I don't care. I have other stuff I can play other than Red Dead. But you just lose my money. You lose when my husband buys me a Steam card, I get gold. Yeah, you lose money. So what? That's no biggie for me. I could care less. But we, as a community, as the world, should stand up to this company and say, no, we are not going to sit there and let cribs or NPCs or males in general keep us down. I mean, I have a girl who wants to play a female character one week, male the next. In the real world, yeah, it's called transgender. How come they can't change it and keep their level? And they pretty much sat there and told me, oh, we addressed the crass issue. But why would people want to play a game you take hours to build a table, and for some person or group to come by and steal everything you spent time and energy building to be taken? Why? Why would you do that? In the real world, that's a crime. So why would you do it? Yeah, it's a virtual world, but still, consciously as a person, you should say, oh my God, this is a crime. Yeah, it's a victim. It's still a crime. They're victims of these people who rob wagons. It is time for us to stand up and be noticed. To my fellow female players out there, stand up and let your voice be heard. Saying, tell your story. Here's my story. The first time I played in a free room event, first time, I had a guy on there telling me, I'm coming in your mouth. I am F-U-C-K, I'm not going to say the rest, in the ASS, and laughing about it, and I couldn't report. They said, yeah, report. You cannot, the only thing you can do is just push the report button, and it doesn't tell you why or when or why are you reporting them. It just says report. And it doesn't tell you why you're reporting this person. It just says report. And my niece from Ireland was called a filthy dirty Irish because she's from Northern Ireland. And for this person, it made her cry. Because this child was online somewhere in he's from the U.S., here in the U.S., calling her that. And she cried all night because of, I hope whoever's parents that kid was, I hope you are proud of yourself, because somewhere in your family line you probably do have Irish or Scottish or from Britain or anywhere else. You're technically calling your own ancestor a filthy, dirty Irish. So you need to think about this before you even let it be done. And for you guys out there who are insulting women, who are actually playing women, I know I sound like a little kid in game, but I'm over 40. And for you guys to sit there and call me those negative names, how, really, you need to grow up. The world doesn't revolve around men anymore. It's equal parts. And so you need to think about this before you start playing this game. You let anybody plays this game. It's going to be nothing. You have to, yeah, I have to correct my own behavior in this. I know I do. But to have players just randomly, for example, yesterday I was helping my child. He's over 18, so I said he can play this game. I was trying to help him legit fix his horse. And I was standing outside of the barn in Valentine, and some random player just comes up and shoots me for no reason. Really? Why would you do that? I'm standing there minding my own business in the barn trying to help my son. And this random player just comes up and shoots me. Why? Who knows? Don't care. My friends saw it. They told me about it. My niece told me about it. Everybody told me about what happened. Yeah, I will admit I do get aggressive. It's good stress reliever. But to sit there and have a man tell a girl she's a slut or a whore or whatever language you speak, to have how would you like someone to talk to your mother that way, or your sister, or your daughter? And for you parents out there who's letting your preteens or your underage kids play this, you need to rethink your skills. You need to sit down and say, okay, this is not right, but you're going to do it anyways. Because this is the modern age. It's baby electronics. Red Dead Online is turned into nothing but a babysitter for electronics for kids who are out of school. Yeah, with the COVID stuff, this is a good release for people who are still dealing with COVID. But to sit there and let this behavior continue, it needs to stop. This really needs to stop. Stand up. Be heard. Well, good luck.